The horizon burns with the weight of new dawn, where the world's pulse quickens, stirred by a name that echoes like thunder across continents. Donald Trump, a force of unrelenting will, has reclaimed the global stage, and his shadow stretches far, touching even the sunlit shores of Australia. This is no distant tremor. It's a seismic shift felt in the hearts of a nation that has long balanced pride with pragmatism. Australians, forged in the crucible of vast deserts and untamed seas, now stand at a crossroads, their gaze fixed on a future reshaped by a man whose every move defies prediction. This is not just a story of policy or politics. It's a saga of a people grappling with their place in a world where trust frays and alliances bend. Through the lens of their fears, their hopes, and their unyielding spirit, we uncover a narrative that awakens the soul, a testament to a nation that refuses to be defined by the storms it faces. The air is thick with unease, a quiet hum that runs through Sydney's bustling streets and the remote outback alike. Recent polls, splashed across the pages of the Sydney Morning Herald, reveal a nation on edge. 68% of Australians believe Trump's return will tighten their belts, their livelihoods strained by a global economy already teetering. The Australian Financial Review sharpens the focus, noting that 52% fear a less stable world under his leadership. These aren't cold numbers. They're the pulse of a people who've long relied on the United States as a steadfast partner, a beacon in the turbulent Pacific. Yet now, as Trump's rhetoric of tariffs and America First resurfaces, that beacon flickers. The memory of his first term lingers. Tariffs that graze Australian exports, a withdrawal from trade pacts that left markets scrambling. This isn't just about economics. It's about a fracture in the unspoken pact between allies, a crack that widens with every tweet and every policy shift. The economic toll is no mere abstraction. Dr. Michael Tran, an economist at Macquarie University, lays it bare with the precision of a surgeon. Trump's proposed tariffs, up to 20% on imports, don't just target China, he says, his voice steady but urgent. They're a shockwave at its allies like Australia, driving up costs for consumers and choking exporters. Aluminium and beef, cornerstones of Australia's trade, face renewed threats as Tran points to the 2018 tariffs that, though softened for Australia, left a lingering sting. The numbers are sobering. A 10% tariff could shave 0.5% off Australia's GDP, according to the Reserve Bank's models. But Tran's warning runs deeper than spreadsheets. It's the uncertainty, he says. Businesses can't plan when the rules change overnight. His words resonate with Australians who feel the squeeze, from farmers in Queensland to factory workers in Victoria, each wondering if their resilience can outlast a storm brewed half a world away. Yet the story shifts, weaving to the realm of security, where the stakes are existential. Admiral Laura Chun, a retired naval officer and strategic studies professor, sees the polls as a clarion call. Australians aren't just worried about money, she says, her tone carrying the weight of decades at sea. They're asking if the U.S. will have our back when the Pacific turns hot. The AUKUS Pact, a bold commitment to nuclear-powered submarines, binds Australia to the U.S. and U.K., but posts on X reveal a growing skepticism. Users like at AUS Defense now question whether Trump, with his history of questioning alliances, will honor the deal. Chin doesn't sugarcoat it. Trump's transactional view, pay up or lose protection, puts AUKUS at risk. She points to the 47% of Australians who, per ABC News polls, feel less secure since his return, but Chin sees opportunity in the unease. It's a chance to bolster our own defenses, she urges, to invest in cyber, drones, and regional partnerships. Her vision is not a retreat, but of a nation stepping into its own strength. History casts a long shadow over this moment, and Dr. Nathan Cole, a historian at the Australian National University, draws parallels that cut through the noise. Australia has always danced between great powers, he says, his voice rich with the cadence of storytelling. In the 1940s, we pivoted from Britain to America. Now, we face a similar reckoning. Cole recalls the unease of the 1970s, when Nixon's Guam Doctrine signaled a U.S. pullback, forcing Australia to rethink its reliance. Today, with Trump's isolationist streak and China's assertive rise, the echoes are uncanny. Cole points to the polls, where 34% of Australians see Trump as a destabilizing force, outranking even Xi Jinping in their concerns. It's not just his policies, Cole explains. It's the chaos he sows, tweets that move markets, decisions that upend alliances. Yet Cole finds hope in Australia's past, a nation that turned vulnerability into ingenuity, building a foreign policy that balanced loyalty with independence. The strategist's mind, sharp and forward-looking, brings clarity to the path ahead. Priya Sharma, a geopolitical analyst based in Perth, sees Australia's challenge as a high-stakes chess game. Trump's unpredictability is a liability, but it's also a catalyst, she says. Her plan is bold. Diversify alliances, deepen ties with Japan, India, and ASEAN nations to counterbalance U.S. volatility. Sharma points to the Quad, Australia, India, Japan, and the U.S. as a framework that could outlast Trump's tenure. If he weakens it, she warns, Australia must step up, not step back. The polls fuel her urgency. 73% of Australians, but The Guardian, want stronger regional ties to offset U.S. uncertainty. Sharma's strategy isn't about abandoning the alliance, but about weaving a safety net, one that leverages Australia's mineral wealth, its innovation, and its strategic position. We're not a small player, she insists. We're a pivot point in the Indo-Pacific. Her words are a rallying cry, urging Australia to play the board with courage. Beneath the data and the expert voices lies a deeper current, a pulse of defiance that defines the Australian spirit. This is a nation that has tamed wild frontiers, weathered global wars, and built prosperity against the odds. The polls may speak of fear, 68% bracing for economic pain, 52% doubting global stability, but they also reveal a quiet resolve. On X, voices like at True Blue S call for self-reliance, urging Canberra to harness its lithium, its tech, its people to chart a course unbound by foreign whims. Others, like at Aussie Observer, see Trump's chaos as a chance to redefine Australia's role, not as a follower but as a leader. This isn't naive optimism. It's the pragmatism of a people who know that survival demands adaptation, that strength is forged in the crucible of uncertainty. The narrative weaves toward crescendo, not a despair but of awakening. Australia's story is not about Trump's shadow or the tremors he sends across the globe. It's about a nation rediscovering its fire, its capacity to stand tall when the ground shakes. The economist's calculations, the admiral's warnings, the historian's lessons, the strategist's vision, they converge into a single truth. Australia is not a bystander. The 68% who fear economic strain are not defeated. They are alert, ready to innovate. The 52% who doubt stability are not cowed. They are questioning, seeking a stronger path. This is a nation that has faced down floods, fires, and the tyranny of distance, emerging not just intact but unbreakable. And so, the story closes not with sigh but with a roar. Australians, from the coral reefs of Queensland to the red dust of the Pilbara, are not defined by the storms that come. They are the storm, fierce, unyielding, alive with possibility. Trump's impact may ripple, but it cannot drown a nation that knows its worth. The poles are a spark, igniting a fire that burns through doubt and lights the way forward. This is Australia's moment, not to shrink but to rise, to forge alliances that endure, to build prosperity that lasts, to claim a future that is theirs alone. The world may shift, but Australia stands firm, its soul awakened, its spirit soaring, ready to meet the dawn with eyes wide open and hearts ablaze.